Ooh, would Xavier be proud? I want you guys to answer that question too, because I want to know what you guys think. I have actually often asked myself that question. Would Xavier be proud? In some respects, I think he would. Um, True, in every family there's trauma, and in every family there's screw ups, So as a whole, I think that I think he would. I think he would have been disappointed at the goings on, especially after stuff happened immediately after he died. I mean, his own son started all this drama. I don't think he would have been proud of the way things happened, but I think, hold on, let's get specific here. I'm going back to chapter 7, My Almost Perfect Life. I feel like I'm preaching and I'm bringing you text. Pruett chapter 7. Okay. Xavier says, do you believe in, he's talking to Sandra, his wife. Do you believe in legacies? Sure, I guess. In what way? Do you believe that a family can go on forever, not just in name, but in character, wealth, status, things like that? So if I go based on just those things, yeah, I think he'd be proud. They definitely had wealth and status. I mean, they were the most influential family in the towns for how many years is 10 generations? Is that 400 years? Because people say a generation is like 40 years. Man, that's a long time. And, there were character flaws in some family members, but as a whole, I think the Pruitts had good character. So, in that respect, yeah, I think Xavier would be proud. But please, everybody, let me know what you think. I'd really like to know. What made you want to do a strict patriarchy? So, I love Downton Abbey. That's my favorite show on the planet. And for those who don't know what it is, never heard of it, just look it up, because I'm not going to go through the whole thing right now. But basically, the show is about a family in the UK, back in what started in the 1800s, right? Or the early 1900s, whatever. They were, what's the word? They were aristocrats, and it was a patriarchy. And so one of the issues that caused tension in the show was that the family didn't have any sons. And, it was past time for them to stop having children. And so they had 3 daughters. And so because they had no sons, the oldest daughter pretty much had to get married to some distant cousin to keep the family's wealth and everything in the family. Like they all had titles. Titles were very important. So, because I love the show that much, and because I was starting a legacy challenge for the first time and I wanted it to actually be a challenge, I was like, wouldn't it be cool if I did a patriarchy, to kind of honor my favorite show. So that's why I did strict patriarchy, just because I love Downton Abbey so much. Who was your least favorite Pruett? Amira. Definitely. Did you ever think about quitting the legacy? Nope. I thought about slowing down. Um, I thought about taking a really long break one time, but no, I never thought about quitting. If you had to choose which heir, which heir would your sim self marry and why? um, I could answer that in many ways. I can give you the shallow answer. um, I think I will answer it in several ways. I think Jonathan was the cutest one. And he was just so, I don't know. To me, he was different from all the other ones. Um, was he? Yeah, he was a goofball. I didn't really play that up too much because I don't know how to. Well, yeah, I do know how to write goofballs. I always write people Sims who aren't goofballs in a goofball way, like Giancarlo. I'm pretty sure a lot of you thought he was a goofball. He wasn't. It's just the way that I saw him. But anyway, I like how decisive Jonathan was. True, he was a little too trusting, and things happened. But you know what's cool? So when Jonathan saw Skyla for the first time, and that scene on the porch. Okay, true. In the Sims world, there's no such thing as love at first sight. I kind of wish there was sometimes, but there isn't. I mean, you have to build a relationship or whatever. But if there was such a thing as love at first sight in The Sims, Jonathan definitely would have experienced it. I swear, I am not making this up. Okay, hold on. I did always intend for him to marry Skyla, but it really, really, really helped that he actually did love her. So I did make him come outside to meet her. Juliet invited her over on her own, which was great. Like, how the kids can invite their classmates over? I was like, yes, I don't even have to send them to the park to meet her. So thank you, Juliet, for inviting her over. So I sent him outside to meet her. And within like 3 chat interactions, what did his whim say? Have first kiss with Skyla. I was screaming. I was like, yes, this is going to be easy. So, that's what I mean by how decisive he was. Like, he saw what he wanted and boom, Julian would have gotten on my nerves like he got on Jeanette's nerves. But he really was a great guy, though. He just did some bonehead things. Lance. Yeah. I think I'll just stick with Jonathan. And he's cute. So, cute kids is important. Okay, last question from Naya. Do you title the chapters before or after they're written? Both. I think I have written more chapters where I had them named first and then I wrote them. But a lot of the later chapters, I had no idea what to call them. Actually, even toward the middle, well, if this were in thirds, like the last third, probably like generation 8 and 9, because they were so long. A lot of those, I didn't know what to call them. That's when I started just taking, not a random line from the story, but I started taking lines from the story and making them the title. If anyone ever noticed that, that's what I did for a lot of them. Because I don't know whether my creative juices were just dried up by then, but yeah, I do both, but more often I did it before I wrote the chapters. Thank you for those questions, Naya. I had fun answering those.